Hello everybody. On the occasion of International Women's Day, I would like to extend my warm wishes to all of you at ICSI. It is indeed a matter of delight and privilege to speak to all of you. Though ideally I would have liked to come over, speak and engage in person, a few commitments have ensured that I stay back in Mumbai today. Be that as may be, let me start by one of the memories which is closest to my heart. Though I was already a chartered accountant with a rank, when I joined ICICI, my CS results, which I also had appeared for, were yet to be out. Imagine my excitement then when I found my name on the very top of the charts. Winning the President's Gold Medal for the top rank was not only a humbling experience, but also made a lot of colleagues and seniors at ICICI take notice of me. So you could actually say that ICSI and CS exams hold a very special place in my heart, something I always have very fond memories of. But as we all know, one swallow doesn't make a summer. Doing well in academics is one thing, keeping the fire burning in a much more longer journey of your career and life is another. When I joined ICICI in 1989, actually ICICI Bank was ICICI Limited, one of the development financial institutions. Many of you would be aware of how a development financial institution that largely catered to the institutional segment underwent a transformational journey to become one of India's leading commercial bank with cutting-edge technology and innovation. Being part of this journey was an experience in itself, with an enviable opportunity to work across varied roles like corporate planning, investment banking and credit. But it is also about how you view it. Sometimes an opportunity doesn't show up as one, but rather as a challenge. It is up to you how to change the lens. Let me give an example of my own life. One fine day back in 2002, I was asked by Mr. Kamath, who was then the managing director of ICICI, to roll up my sleeves and start the agri business at the bank. I was a thoroughbred corporate banker, not knowing even the basics of agri business, and I was catapulted straight to ground zero of a fiendishly unknown and complicated business. And ground zero was the hinterland of India, where I had to travel and make sense of what this business was all about by engaging across the supply chain from farmers to distributors. And to add icing to the cake, I was a woman, born and brought up in Bombay, a complete metropolitan person. As I got deeper into the business, understood the lie of the land, a belief from inside emerged that you can actually rise up to a challenge and deliver, no matter how alien or difficult it might seem, if your spirit is unflinching and your fire is burning. From a team of 8, we grew to about 900 people with an asset book of about 8,000 crores, all of this in 3 years. If I was to pick up one moment of truth in my career, that would be this. But again, if you draw back the lens, it was the varied nature of roles, experiences and discoveries which has helped shape my banking acumen and understanding of how the ecosystem behaves. During this period, I invested significant time building and managing the wholesale banking business. Given this experience and exposure, I was able to build strong ties with leading corporates and know virtually every CEO in the country and have a close pulse of how Indian corporates function, their requirements, problem areas as well as resolution mechanisms. Also, as I mentioned before, a movement across roles and portfolios gave an aerial view of the banking map. It helped build my perspective, gave insights and also contributed to evolving my own leadership style. I joined Standard Chartered Bank in April 2016 and over the last year, I have been burning the midnight flame to consolidate and grow what is India's largest foreign bank. We've had a successful history of operating over 158 years in India, with 3 generations of clients banking with us. However, a tough macroeconomic environment has sprung up a set of challenges. And to emerge out of it, we have started a slew of initiatives concurrently, building out a better balance across our businesses, investing in technology, setting up a culture of innovation and entrepreneurial spirit, and optimizing our cost and efficiencies. As you can sense, the initiatives are multi-pronged, cutting across business and functions ranging from the strategic to the tactical. However, to deal with increasing scale and complexity as you climb higher in your career, you have to balance the two important elements, your work life and your personal life. And this is where women and men aren't necessarily equal. I've seen that women tend to get impacted more in their careers if they have stress or commitments at home. Women leaving their jobs or taking sabbaticals isn't uncommon in the corporate sector. As a wife, mother and daughter-in-law, we play varied roles, some of them conflicting at times. So what's the magic mantra? The one that has worked for me is having an excellent relationship with both my mother-in-law and my mother. They have been steadfast in their support and have taken care of the household work when work has kept me away. I think it's a great advantage to have your mother-in-law by your side. So my advice to all young women is to have a great relationship with your mother-in-law. While that entirely is not in your hands and also needs a rather big dose of luck, a more practical solution is to partition your work and personal life. As far as possible, weekends for me are for family and weekdays are about pushing the envelope at work. For women, time management is again very crucial. Using your daily commute time well eases out the pressure at work or otherwise. You could catch up on pending mails, calls, pay bills online, simply play an old song you grew up listening to. Fortunately for me, the two organizations I've worked for have a great record with respect to women leaders. ICICI Bank has produced women leaders not just for itself but for the entire banking and financial services industry. Standard Chartered also has an impressive list of women leaders in India and globally. The CEOs of our 3 largest markets are women and 6 out of 14 members of the global management team are women. Sometimes people ask me what is the secret of organizations where we find more women succeeding at the senior level. I'm not sure there's one mantra or one big thing. Across my career, if at all, I've never been treated differently for my gender, and that I think should be the starting point, merit, not gender. Having said that, there are few points in a woman's life where she's got to balance career and family commitments, and that's where I think organizations that help also see their women workforce get even more involved and contribute to its success. It has to be a series of small things playing across than a big thing in my view, but there's no debate around merit being the underpinning theme in deciding on career path and success. Let me give you a couple of examples. When I was president of the wholesale bank at ICICI, I was given the liberty to take half a day off for 3 months to attend to both my children's 10th and 12th standard exams. Of course, I ensured that I was office early morning and worked at a furious pace to make up for the absence in the second half. At Standard Chartered, we have a creche in the office premises for working parents, which helps them to stay close to their kids even when working, so that they don't mind stretching the day at work. Organizations need to have a pulse of the real stress points that women face in their work-life balancing act and try to ease these out. It doesn't take a lot, but it means a lot. The reciprocal belonging and commitment is manifold. Sometimes there's this debate around whether we need to celebrate a Women's Day or, for that matter, any day. The sharper critics view celebrating of such a day as a mark of the fact that we don't live the same thing on all the other days. In my view, it is more symbolic than anything else, but that too has its use. Personally, I have been inspired listening to the experiences and advice of successful people, many of whom are women, and it has helped me introspect, particularly when I arrive at some of the crossroads of life. I'm sorry that I couldn't come over because I'm missing out on the interaction with all of you. Nevertheless, wish you a very happy, eventful and liberating Women's Day. Here's to all of us. Thank you for a patient listening.